Yeah, let's leave it there, Johnson. All right. All right, we good. We good. Looks like we're good. Hello, people. How you doing? My name is Tim Black. Welcome to the Tim Black Show. What's cracking? Looks like all systems are good to go. Yeah, let's welcome everybody to the show, Tim. Okay. Hey, Periscope, YouTube, Facebook, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is the Tim Black Show on a Thursday night. Today is what? Well, it's next day, actually. This is for the 11th, though. Now it's the 12th. That's how late it is. Let me go first, make sure people can hear the show. Thursday, March 11th show. My bad. I'll explain. Let's go to YouTube first. YouTube, what's going on? My YouTube peoples. Mama Alaska, Mary Warren, Diana M16, thank you for being here. Information Man Show, Jeanette Eastman. I know, guys, it's crazy. It's a lot of info. A lot happened today. Crazy. So let's just take a second and let people try to get the notification. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Heather? How you doing, Heather? Welcome. What is going on? Facebook, what's going on? I know it's late, Dolores. How you doing, Julia? What's cracking? What's up, Joy? What's up, Kitty? What's up, Greg? Rasheem? Thank you. I appreciate you sharing it on other platforms or on your Facebook profile. Or if you could tweet it out, guys, tweet it out and tag me. I'll retweet it just to get some people, so they know we're doing this, because it is an unexpected. But I figure people are online at this time of night, which I know you are, because I'm usually online this time of night. We'll get some people that are just like, what am I doing around? Oh, hold on. What's this? What's happening? And maybe some people are down, check us out. So I never want to cancel shows unless absolutely positively necessary. Know what I'm saying? So tweet me if you're on Twitter, and I'll retweet you. Tweet the show or something. Tweet a link. Wow. Facebook's in the house. Paula's in the house. Andrew's in the house. Ajamu Collins. Nicholas is in the house. Evan's in the house. Gerard's in the house. Larry Hughes in the house. Hey, Larry, you didn't used to play for the Wizards, did you? Not that Larry Hughes, right? Tim Lamb in the house. Cedric in the house. Sophia. Paula, what's cracking? Man, we got some stuff to talk about tonight. Oh, man. Come on, y'all. Facebook, come on now. Brian Crosby and Kim. Uli's in the house. Robert's in the house. Yeah, man. All right, I got stories. This is not really a story. This is just an observation, right? And I think I'm suited to give this analysis of the observation to kind of break this down a little bit. Look, guys, I'm torn up on the inside, right? I'm torn up because I truly understand how frustrating it is to have a government and this two-party system that we're all trapped in. And I try to fight against it, and I have been fighting against it for a number of years. And I know how that feels. I know what's going on. I'm right there with you. My cynicism about our system and the way that it's designed to squash independent parties, to squash independent thought, my cynicism about our media, the strength of corporations and their ability to squash unions, the strength of big money interests in our politics and its influence, the influence on media and how media has taken money and made that more important than disseminating the truth to people. And then there's the easiness or it seems easy, right? That a lot of people are led astray by corporate media. So all these things are very daunting things. And it troubles me, man, and it rips me up. And if you're like me, you go through this, right? But since I do this constantly. This is what I do every day. I don't get up and go do something else and come home and do this. I'm always surrounded by this. Folks, you don't understand. I dream about doing this show. I literally have dreams about interviewing people, doing shows, and in this media business. This is what I do. I mean, this is everything. This is not just a job. I had jobs. I didn't dream about doing the job. I dreamt about going to work, but I never dreamt about doing the job. I actually dream about different aspects of what I do and dream of ideas. I wake up out of my sleep and I come up with a word or a phrase and I write it down. I got a pad next to my bed. Folks, I'm in this to win this. I'm telling you all that to try to tell you this. I don't have much faith that Americans are going to get anything out of Joe Biden or out of this two-party system. I just don't. And any little thing that we get that's beneficial at all to people, I'm like, wow, good. Good, very good, very good. Because we have no control over what our government does. I know it's not supposed to be that way, but that's the way I feel it is. I feel like we have no real say. Who has say? Big money donors, corporations, who fund the candidates, who fund the parties, and that's who has the most influence. So whenever we get something like in this latest $1.9 trillion stimulus package, there are some things in it that will help some people that I know, that will help people in my family. And I know it's not enough. It's damn sure not enough. It's not what I wanted. I wanted $15 minimum wage. I want $25 minimum wage. You don't want to ask me what I want. Okay, I want reparations. I want to end qualified immunity. I want to end mass incarceration. I want to legalize cannabis. I want all people locked up for simple possession of marijuana, black folks to have the ability to open up their own distilleries, their own cannabis shops. There's so much that I want. I want the ability for Native people to be able to sue the government for tainting their water. I want the people in Flint to be able to sue the pants off of Michigan and then the federal government and then Obama himself for the tainting of their water. We don't want to talk about what I want because what I want, we could go on and on and on and on forever about what Tim Black wants. I want every cop that killed an unarmed black man, from Jonathan Farrell to Tamir Rice to Eric Garner to George Floyd, to rot in fucking hell. That's what I want. Breonna Taylor, Sandra Bland, I want them all, I want their killers to all rot in jail. I want their cities to have to pay and then to go after those cops and take their fucking pensions and put them in jail. That's what I want. So let's not talk about what I want. Because if we talk about what I want, you ain't ready for what I want. And thinking about what I want compared to what we're getting only makes me angry enough to bust a blood vessel. And we're not operating in the space of what I want. We're not operating in the space of what you want. There was a study put out a few years ago there was a study put out that showed the likelihood of something passing Congress and becoming an actual thing in our system. And the difference between probability of that happening when it's something we want and when it's something the corporations want. And it was like 3-1 or 4-1, some crazy amount of difference between the likelihood of it happening when we want it and when they want it. When they want it, it was like 5 times more likely to become a thing. Okay? So what we want don't really matter. And I don't like accepting that. I don't want to accept that. So back to my point, guys. Here's the thing. It's not, for me, it's not about becoming an incrementalist. It's not about becoming accepting or giving into the system. Look, I'm outside the system. What are you talking about? It's about saying anything that I get from my people, the people. Anything we get from the people, I'm happy for that to happen. That doesn't mean I think it's enough. If we'd have got $15 an hour, there are people that think if we'd have got $15 an hour, our problems are solved. No, there's just been one thing. It would have took 5 years to get that, to $15 an hour. By the time we get to $15 an hour, it'll be worth $10. Okay? That's how this works. So it's like a no-win. It's like anything we get is a marginal win. So we either lose or we marginally get a benefit. Okay? That's how it's working. We lose or we get a marginal benefit, a very small benefit. It's sort of like you're still a slave, but we're not going to beat you today. Or you're still a slave, or this time we're not going to hit you in the face. You're a punching bag, but this time, no face shots. Okay? That's our country. And no, I'm not happy that I'm still getting punched in the stomach and kicked in the ass. But I'm tired of the face shots. We're tired of the beatings. So I'm not happy about the 1.9 stimulus package as if it's a gift. It ain't a fucking gift, it's my government. The blood of my ancestors are in this country, in the soil. My dad was a veteran of this United States of America Army. Went to Vietnam. Should have died a better death than he died. We all have our stories. We all have our axes to grind. All of us, I'm sure we do. But I'm not saying I'm happy about it. What I'm saying is I have a daughter that's a single mom. And I'm glad that she's getting a check to help with the kids because I can't afford to take care of it all myself. Do you understand what I'm saying, dog? Do you understand that? I'm not saying I'm happy going, yay! Yay! Money! We finally get money! I love the Democrats. No, I'm happy that the $300 child credit will get that for a year because I have kids to take care of. I know you're not happy. You're pissed. You don't have kids. Some people do have kids, Johnson. I know you may not have kids. It's not fair that you don't have kids. But you know what's also not fair? Or you know what else is a reality? You don't have kids to pay for. That's kind of how this works. You don't get that deduction, but you also don't have kids you got to provide for during a pandemic when you have no job. Like my daughter doesn't have a job right now. You understand how that works? So no, you're not benefiting from it, but you're also not having to pay for it. That don't mean to get so personal because I shouldn't be getting that personal. I care about me, but not about people in my family. The point is this, guys. I just want to clear it up so people understand. I'm not cheerleading for the Democratic Party stimulus package, but it's a reality check for you all. The Republicans didn't want to give you that. And don't tell me they did. Donald Trump and the Republicans cut every social contract with the American people during his reign. That's what all the stupid-ass tweets were about. If you didn't have time to pay attention to that, he was cutting every social program. Then I don't know what to tell you, dog. So it's a game they play. One is worse than the other. I know, Johnson. But unlike you, I feel the need to give people hope. And I want to report something other than the world is falling, the sky is falling, let's all cry together and go join the Boogaloo Boys and try to overthrow the government. That's not the shit I'm on. I understand that's your thing. It's not for me, okay? I'm more of a motivational, inspirational type of guy. I'm more of an optimist, and I think there's hope. I don't really know the basis of it in concrete terms or what's really the thing I can hang my hat on and say, this is to be hopeful for, but I want to believe that there's hope. Because if you don't believe that there's hope, that there's a possibility of better, then what are we doing this for? What am I doing it for? What are you doing it for? So all I'm trying to explain to folks is I understand your frustration. Your frustration is my frustration. There's some people complaining about stimulus checks who make so much money they don't qualify for them. And look, it's not your, that's good. You did well. Fantastic. Fantastic. Good for you. I understand. There's some people complaining about stimulus checks who made so much money last year they don't qualify for them. And it's not because, and this year they're doing so bad, they're not those people that fell through the cracks or the gaping holes that we hear so much talk about. These are people that are literally making more money than Congress people who are doing this business that I'm doing. They're in the same line of business that I am. They don't qualify for anything because they make too much money. And stop thinking I'm just talking about one person. Just because I don't name names does not mean everything's about Jimmy Jor, okay? There's other people that exist in this space. Okay? Everything's not about him. Jesus Christ. So, do not let the fact that this is all garbage and this is all shit and it won't be better. Look, I'm a black man living in America, dog. I've accepted that there are things that will not change in this country until I am long gone, and everyone who's known me, everyone that I knew, have all passed away. I accept that that is part of life. My dad accepted it. My grandfather accepted it. His father accepted it. What we hope to do is move the needle a little bit during our brief time, the brief stay on this ball of cheese. Do you understand? That is all I can hope for. And that is still so much more than most black people, generation after generation, had an opportunity to ever dream of. There's somewhere in time, if I could hurl myself through time, there would be ancestors of mine looking at me, if they could imagine the life that I have now, they would be like, wow, they could not even fathom that I have a home that I live in with my kids, and I'm not a slave, and I can vote, and these things, okay? Not saying it's everything. And what I'm telling you is, I look at these things and I say, I'm gonna expect, we're only here for a brief moment, Johnson. I don't know what your expectations are, but every little bit of good that we get that moves this thing forward, that helps any of us, I'm glad it happened. And I want to give power to the people and respect to those who make that happen. And we're in a very bad situation where we are caught between these parties that play this good cop, bad cop. I'm not as racist as that racist. I'm not as colonialist. I want to bomb, but I don't want to bomb as much as the other party. Like, we're caught in the middle of this. And all I'm saying is, if we can find a way, how about we not eat each other because of it? Because we didn't create this shit. I didn't create it, you didn't create it. I'm not here to continue it or perpetuate it. That's not what I'm here to do. That's not my goal. So, the core tenets of what I'm about, what Tim Black wants, long list. Medicare for all, end qualified immunity, close the racial wealth gap, end mass incarceration, bring our troops home, stop censorship, stop spying on our people, stop dropping bombs on brown people around the globe, stop meddling in Latin America, stop doing coups and regime change and colonization across the globe. These are all things I want, man. You don't have to like me, but don't. I would appreciate it is if you could just say, I just disagree with him. I like this other person more. That's fine. Everyone has their preferences. I get it, dog. Don't attribute bullshit to me that's not real, that's not true. We don't have to agree. You don't have to like me. You don't have to view. You don't have to, but for those that understand where I'm coming from, I respect the hell out of you. We're all Johnsons, and I want to grow this community, and we're going to do, in our brief time that's left to us, is allotted to us, I hope that we can galvanize and push for things that matter, that change, that literally change people's lives, and that we're alive to see it happen. Not just for ourselves, but for the people we want to help make the change for. And you know, some of it we might not be here to see. And that's the deal, Johnson. And that's how it works. But to be a part of that, to leave that legacy. So let's try not, once again, let's try not to allow this system that none of us created. None of us created this shit, man. If you and I could sit down and think of a system, we wouldn't have thought of this. A system where corporations, rich multinational corporations get to rape workers. A system where politicians can be funded totally by corporations and outside influences and big money interests and not funded by the people and still win elections. And we still call it a democracy. Right? We would have never came up with this. Not if we were good people. You know what I'm saying? So somehow we got to find hope to move on and hope to go forward. And I just wish you all the best. And I don't want for myself anything more or better than what I want for you. I want us all to have a level of peace and the ability to raise our children and to wake up in the morning and not want to eat a bullet. That's what I want. That's really what I want. And for us not to feel hopeless. That's just how I was raised, man. Not one of these people that can live in despair. It's not good for my psychological outlook. It's not good for my kids, Mrs. Black, or my world. Just because I choose this way does not mean I don't recognize what we up against. All right, guys, I could keep going on that rant. I'm going to leave it there and just say, I love you. I got love for you. This is a Tim Black Show. I'm your host, Tim Black. We'll come right back with some stories. I want to talk about a smear artist, a Paige Shield. And how you can tell one is in your midst. Be right back. Okay. All right, guys. All right. Welcome back. That was just quick. I had to catch my breath a little bit. That was a lot. That was a lot, man, you know. I didn't mean, there's no script here. I just knew I wanted to speak to that, you know. That's all. I didn't know I was going to go that long. So I got a couple stories I'd like to talk about tonight that I've done a little research for, and hopefully you'll be into them. The first story on my docket tonight is, boom, Judge Tim Black. Let's go with this. I'm going to ask you guys a question. I want to know, put it in the comment section below. Is it okay to take money from PACs? Now let's open it all the way up, man, because this should not be just about one person. Is it or is it not okay? You're a private individual. Is there anything wrong with you taking money and working for super PACs or for taking PAC money to endorse certain campaigns or work with campaigns on social media? Is it okay to do that? Is there anything unethical about it? Anything wrong about it? That is the question. Please put that in the comment section below. Inquiring minds want to know this, Johnson. The reason why I asked you this is because I came upon this person. The person that we've known via Twitter. His name is the Brooklyn Dad. Brooklyn Dad Defiance is his name. And there's a number of articles about this guy because, well, there's a lot of conversation about his money sources. I'm looking at an article from the New York Post right here on my desk. It says, Biden boosting influencer. Brooklyn Dad slammed for taking PAC money. Biden boosting influencer. Majid Padelin, the man who runs the Brooklyn Dad Defiant Twitter account, a Joe Biden boosting social media influencer known as Brooklyn Dad Defiant, came under fire Wednesday for reportedly failing to disclose that he accepted tens of thousands of dollars from a Democratic Political Action Committee. Majid Padelin, who runs the nearly 900,000 followers strong Twitter account and has been slammed previously for urging Bernie Sanders to drop out of the 2020 presidential race, allegedly accepted more than $57,000 from a pro-Biden PAC. Really American. This happened last year, according to Refinery29.com, which cited tweets circulating on Tuesday. Now, in this Twitter bio, Padelin says he's a senior advisor to the PAC, but followers slammed him for failing to admit he allegedly got paid to make some comments and opinions and theories, according to the outlet. One of the comments was this: Brooklyn Dad being a paid Dem op is pretty unsurprising. It absolutely does pay to promote shitty political opinions in America. Unquote. Okay, so first of all, I don't know, do I have anything on Brooklyn Dad here? I thought I had some imagery of this guy. For anyone who doesn't know who I'm talking about, because we do have people here who, here we go, let's put this up. Here we go. There we go. Not too bad, Johnson, not too bad. Brooklyn Dad. Here goes the image of Mr. Majid Padelin. All right. Nice house, nice digs. Well compensated, according to OpenSecrets.com. Well compensated. So the question remains, let me ask the question again. Is anything wrong with what he did? Is anything wrong with what he did? Okay? Definitely not illegal, is it? Is it? I'd like to see that in the comment section. Now, I did not know that Brooklyn Dad Defiant, I didn't know his name was Padelin, Majid Padelin. Didn't know that. Didn't pay attention either. That's my bad. I didn't know that he had a show on YouTube. I don't know how long he had a show on YouTube, but he does have a show on YouTube where he talked recently about this situation, or kind of mentioned it. I got a little piece of it. I just want you to check it out for yourself. Let's see what we got.
And that's what had happened. He is a hungry guy. Oh, Think First says, that's not good for him, but okay. Oh, yeah, I guess hot dogs are not really good for anybody because who knows what the hell is in all of those hot dogs. Yeah, it's mostly garbage, processed meats and whatnot.
Okay, so right now, so far, I don't disagree with him. Hot dogs are full of garbage, but they taste good, though. I really, though, I haven't eaten a hot dog in years. Mrs. Black said no to hot dogs. No. But that's not why I'm playing the clip. There's more to it. Brooklyn Dad Defiant's going to talk a little bit about what's been going on lately since these articles circulated.
All right, so if everyone is here and ready to do this thing, let me just shut that off for a second. We're going to, let's do this roll call Show me where you're coming from. Show me where you are at. Show me now.
All right, now, don't y'all ever tell me I'm corny. This motherfucker is a corn stalk, like a corn factory. That's how corny this guy is, all right? So I don't ever want to hear, Tim, you know you're not a comedian. You shouldn't do. No. Brooklyn Dad don't need to do comedy. I'm trying to move this up, speed this up a little bit.
Pennsylvania. Cecile from Grapevine, Texas. Wish our city leaders were as smart as Austin leaders. I hear that. Samantha from please remember to like and subscribe to this broadcast. If you don't know what liking this means, it's a thumbs up icon somewhere down there. There's a thumbs up. Please hit the like thing. The trolls are actually trolling my videos now and giving them thumbs down. Because, nice. Huh?
Okay. Give you that one. Okay, so Brooklyn Dad is he's getting trolled, and I don't know why he's getting trolled if he did nothing wrong. What's the problem? So what, he took money from a super PAC or a PAC, Political Action Committee. He took money from a Democrat Political Action Committee. He's an independent contractor. He's doing his own thing. He took some money. What's wrong, guys? Then why are people trolling him, and why are people upset with him? If you did nothing wrong, then what's the problem? What's the problem? I don't get it. Like, isn't he allowed to take money? Don't we have jobs? Don't people need to provide for themselves and their families? Is that all he did? Why are people so butthurt about it? It's come to my attention that Brooklyn Dad went on the Benjamin Dixon show. And Ben Dixon knows Brooklyn Dad. Some of us who just didn't pay attention should have known this stuff. Here goes Ben Dixon talking to Brooklyn Dad.
Cool. 71.
That's beautiful.
Cool. Hey, so folks, I want to introduce somebody to the program. Somebody that we had some technical difficulties, but we have him here now. And he goes by the moniker Brooklyn Dad. He's the author of The Littlest President, and he is a senior advisor to Really American. Now that's where I know him from, and I met him working with Really American, and he's joining us now. He's also the host of Storytime with BDD, which streams.
Okay, so there you go. Wow. Is it like magic or what? I mean, there goes Brooklyn Dad right there. Really American is the name of the PAC. Ben Dixon has no problem with him. In fact, that's how Ben Dixon met the guy. They both work for, were consultants to Really American, a PAC, a pro-democratic PAC. What's the problem? Ben, so he knows the guy. They both work for that. That's what they did. Let's hear a little bit more of this. Let's see, it's a little bit more.
Monday through Friday at 5:30. Brooklyn, hey, how you doing, man?
What's good, y'all?
Hey, man. Hey, first of all, that shot looks amazing, by the way. I'm a big fan of high quality cameras and high quality work. So first of all, it looks good. It's good to have you here. Let's start with Really American, because that's where I met you. Like, I've seen you on the internet, and I'm pretty sure that you and I have had words. If somebody searches us, they're going to find some tweet where we've argued with each other before, because I'm a Bernie bro, and I forgot who you supported in the primaries, but it wasn't Bernie Sanders, right?
It was Elizabeth Warren, actually.
Warren.
They're a little bit more ideologically related, although the Bernie Bros, they don't think Elizabeth Warren is it. So, but yeah.
Well, neither one of us are happy right now, because we're happy to get rid of Donald Trump, right?
Oh yeah.
But neither one of our candidates, Elizabeth Warren didn't make it, obviously, and Bernie Sanders didn't make it.
Okay, I guess that's enough, guys. Yeah. So here's probably, I'm gonna take a shot in the dark, and I'm not reading comments right now, but I think I understand why people may be a little bit upset. First of all, Brooklyn Defiant Dad, this guy's was making some really horrific comments about Bernie Bros and Bernie Sanders and, for I don't know, about a year now, for a long time now, over a year, right? So making some horrible comments. I mean, you can just look at his Twitter profile. He didn't hide any of them. They're still there. They're horrible comments. And the fact that he's not a blue check mark guy and he doesn't work for CNN or MSNBC or Newsweek or some other publication or Politico, Daily Beast, name any of them, Counterpunch. People just probably thought he was just a regular guy. Just a guy with a Twitter account. But meanwhile, he's getting paid pretty well. Now, I don't know if he's getting paid to say those things, but he's working for a political action committee, working for a PAC. Him and Ben work for a PAC. I don't know if they still work for the PAC, but they worked for a PAC. That's how they met each other. And their job was to boost Democrats. So here's the thing, guys. The reason why people are upset about it is not because we're adverse to people making money. Making money is a good thing. You have to make money in America or you're going to die, Johnson. That's literally what it is here in this country. If you don't have money, you die. That's it. And sometimes if you still got money, you die. Because that's America. It's that fucked up. That's how bad it is in America. So to ostracize somebody for making money, that don't make sense when you live in a capitalistic society. You can go off the grid if you want. Eventually, your ass gonna need a sandwich. And nobody's coming to your door to live in sandwiches. Or, and maybe they will, but you better hope that they do. So you should not boo-hoo people that don't, people that make money. People have to make money. That's where we live. Now, here's the thing. It's a catch to that. Do we really got to make money by deceiving people? And yeah, it's deceitful if you work for a political action committee, Ben or this guy, and both of these guys, I'm sorry. If you work for a political action committee, everybody should know that. That your views may be tainted or be influenced by where you work at. Like we all know Joy Reid works for MSNBC, and she's working for MSNBC. We expect some things. Simone Sanders worked for Joe Biden. We expect some things. Some things are a given. But when people don't automatically know, and it's not totally obvious that you are employed or a consultant and getting paid by this entity that has an objective, then that's that's dishonest. That's not full disclosure. There should be full disclosure. Then there could be no complaints. Now, I'm sure Brooklyn Dad will say, hey, it was in my Twitter profile. You guys didn't know it. Did it put, I'm paid by this PAC to do things for them? And I may tweet that out. That's a difference. And those would be the questions. Were you ever paid to tweet? Were you paid to message? To do communications? Were either one of you paid to do certain communications for Really American? So, look, guys, once again, this is not about it's unlawful or it's unethical for you to make money. No, you got to make money. I understand that totally, man. All our corporations make money. MSNBC makes money. How is independent media going to fight back if we don't make money? If we don't make money, we can't exist. If we don't make money, we can't hire people. If we don't make money, we can't live indoors. So, no, that's not what we're saying. What we're saying is be honest and be real and stop pretending that you're something you're not. Dude, you are basically employed to boost Biden. Been basically employed to boost Biden or was employed to boost Biden or whatever, dog. Semantics. So when I'm critical of a Kamala Harris, for instance, and neither one of you got something to say about it, how do I know it's even you I'm talking to? I'm not talking to the corporation you work for. How could you not be critical of a mass incarcerator? How could you not be critical of a segregationist Joe Biden? How could you not be critical of Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Democratic Party, Nancy Pelosi, all of this machinations of this two-party system that has been beating us upside the head all this time? How could you not be critical of that? It'd be possible for you not to be. So my thing is, hey, look, full disclosures. People should keep it real about what they're doing and stop asking questions like, what's different about us? There's something fundamentally different about us if you're being paid to say something. And this is not just the politics. Man, if you had a perfume that you were boosting on Instagram and you didn't tell people that you were getting paid to boost that, and you were a rock star or a singer or a rapper or a model or whatever, and your fans trusted you and they thought that you were genuine, now it turns out you're getting paid under the table, which may have an influence on why you say this perfume's so great, they would come after you with pitchforks and knives, razor blades, and lemon juice. That's what they're coming at you with. And that's not about politics. This ain't about politics. This is about ethics. So Brooklyn Dad, stop acting like you don't understand why people are got something to say to you, man. You did your best. You were doing a good job of pissing people off. You know you did that. For 18 months, 2 years, whatever long it's been, you've been pissing people off on purpose, being a good little soldier, okay? Come on. You were good at your job, so accept backlash for it. Don't Stacey dash me with this, I don't know what I did, oh my God, what? People are just men, they're just trolling. No, your job was to create the desired effect in which you created. You were good at your job. Good for you. What's not right is for people that all of a sudden claim they court religion or claim that they don't understand why other people don't like their asses or why people resent them. That's what I don't like. I don't like the hypocrisy. And if you're going to bring on a guy like Brooklyn Defiant and you know he works for a PAC, and y'all not keep it 100 about what that PAC's intentions are and how that man influences, you're influencing. And look, guys, the reality is people climb in this business for a lot of reasons. So some of these reasons are connections. And that's what it is. So now we know why all of the uptick, all of the resurgence, the ascension. Now we understand the 900,000 followers from Brooklyn Dad, a guy who wrote the children's book that one time. And now we understand Benjamin Dixon's ascension as well. And now and so the thing is this, guys. The thing is this. Full disclosure. Keep it 100. Bump everybody else. And look, and once you tell people, hey, this is what I'm doing, look, Joy Reid don't run around apologizing for what she do. She keep it 100. She work for MSNBC. It's open and honest. We complain about it, but nobody could call her and say she's pulling the wool over our eyes, or Rachel Maddow's not pulling the wool over your eyes. Tucker Carlson's not pulling the wool over your eyes. You know who he works for. And all I'm saying is, others should have to do the same thing. And if you don't do the same thing, you can't be like somebody smearing you. No, you're the one who was acting as a hired hand to smear others. Now, there are other videos out there that go play-by-play, different tweets that were put out there by Mr. Brooklyn Defiant. So I won't waste your time sharing each and every one of them. But he went after everybody from Susan Sarandon to Tara Reid, to of course, Bernie Sanders, to Bernie supporters, Nina Turner, anyone who supported Bernie Sanders, he went after him. And so Ben acting like this guy was just a guy with a different opinion when you know the guy was employed, the guy was getting paid to do this, is disingenuous as hell. We should do better, John. We should do better. Okay? Do better. Mr. Majid Padelan. Fuck out of here. All right. Now I'd like to go to a story of Whoopi Goldberg. And Whoopi Goldberg, in this next clip, guys, look, stay tuned for the next clip because Whoopi Goldberg basically makes the face I want to make to Majid. Brooklyn Dad Defiant. I want to make the same face. Stay tuned for that. Jesus Christ, man. See, we got to do these lead-ins to get people to be inspired to watch the next video. Got to come up with all these things, these ways to defeat the algorithms. Y'all feel me? All right. Whoopi Goldberg embarrassing Meghan McCain without even really saying anything. That's when you're really good at your job. When you can bring someone down a notch without even really like having to break a sweat. You don't have to get excited. all you do is tap into that thing that you know. You're so in tune with your audience, and you're so connected psychologically with the viewer that you already know. They already know what you're thinking, and not much needs to be said. In fact, to put too many words on it would dull the sensation. What I'm talking about is this clip I'm about to share with you. Whoopi Goldberg and Meghan McCain talking about the Meghan Markle interview. Let's check this out. This is weird. Okay.
The American experiment is the way to go. And if we have two American women, Meghan Markle and Oprah Winfrey, who are single-handedly finishing what George Washington and our revolutionary counterparts did, I'm all for it.
Okay.
The American experiment is the way to go. And if we have two American women, Meghan Markle and Oprah Winfrey, who are single-handedly finishing what George Washington and our revolutionary counterparts did, I'm all for it.
Okay.
The American experiment is the way to go. And if we have two American women, Meghan Markle and Oprah Winfrey, who are single-handedly finishing what George Washington and our revolutionary counterparts.
All right. I'm sorry, guys. I don't even know what the hell she was trying to say there. I'm not trying to... Look, I'm only being serious. I have no idea what she was trying to say in that clip, man. That makes no sense. No sense at all. What does Meghan Markle, Oprah Winfrey have to do with George Washington and the American experiment? Meghan, are you talking about the blacks? Is that what you're saying? Because black people live in America and they're not slaves anymore? The American experiment. If these two, because I don't see the connection between Meghan Markle and Oprah. And like Whoopi, it's like, okay. What else could be said about that? In fact, Whoopi was actually nice because she could have just said, Meghan, what the hell are you talking about, Meghan? I'm trying to figure out what you're talking about. At one point during the discussion, McCain, one of the show's most prominent conservative voices, took aim at the British monarchy, saying that the American experiment is the way to go. Oh, she's saying that America's better than Britain? I do not want to defend the monarchy. I'm a red-blooded, 100% American who celebrates freedom any way I can and always so. Being in a position where I'm supposed to defend the monarchy is uncomfortable. Why do you have to defend the monarchy? See, this goes back to what I was saying earlier, man. These people are paid to have a certain political take. And they can't stray from their political take. That's what she's saying. She's saying she does not agree with the British monarchy, but she has to defend them because that's her role on the show. Why she couldn't just say that, hey guys, keep it 100 instead of this word salad with extra croutons and raisins. Jesus Mugabe. She went on to say there's a feeling among some people in the UK that they have sort of abandoned the Queen in the country. And they're doing it at a time when Prince Philip is 99 years old and literally possibly on his deathbed after getting open heart surgery. He's 99 years old, Johnson. What, they're supposed to wait till he passed? Well, look, guys, if you come for me, you don't get to tell me when I get to come for you. Yeah, like if you come for me, I come for you when I want to. I don't operate on your time. Prince Philip can kiss my ass. Yeah. Look, so she said we had two American women, Meghan Markle and Oprah Winfrey, who are single-handedly finishing what George Washington and other revolutionary counterparts did. I'm all in for it. I'm all for it. Okay. Oftentimes, Meghan McCain talks and she says nothing. This is just another one of those times, Johnson. The only way she could be less coherent is she just stuck her finger in her mouth and went. And sometimes, you know what? I encourage that. Yeah, Meghan, if you went, that'd have been better. Like when Whoopi asked you, when she said, "Hey, what do you think?" and you just said, "Hey, well, you know." That would have been better. Of course, it would have been demeaning and weird, but at least no one would be trying to figure out what the hell you mean. They'd just been like, Megan's got a sense of humor, she's crazy. But then they wouldn't have to waste time trying to decipher this gibberish that you call a thought. Wow. Interesting stuff, Johnson. Interesting stuff. Defiant Dad. Okay. Next on my list of things that don't make sense. Speaking of gibberish, Don Lemon goes in on Tim Scott. Oh, man. What is Tim? This is going to be, look, don't miss this segment. I agree with Don Lemon, and I rarely do that. Stay tuned for that. Get off my screen, woman. All right. Maybe I should load this up.
God. Oh.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's load this up. All right, guys. So, hey, when you're Don Lemon, you work for CNN, you're going to have a certain viewpoint sometimes. It's going to be, because you're a corporate media guy and, you live a certain type of lifestyle, you circulate with certain types of people in this bubble. And that's, so there's going to be oftentimes when I disagree with Don Lemon and other people in corporate media world. But there's going to also be times because anyone can be right or wrong about any given topic at any given time. Comes with the territory. Case in point, Don Lemon made some comments about Tim Scott, the senator from South Carolina, that were dead on the money. Yeah. Dead on the money. In fact, I'd like to expand on them. But first, for context, for Don Lemon's sucker punch, well, not a sucker punch, much needed correcting of Tim Scott, here goes the clip.
Oh. It just angers me sometimes that people can be so ignorant. And then there's Tim Scott.
Hold on. Like, what's amazing to me, guys, what's totally amazing is that we have people that watch, like, corporate media, and they think that's going off. Yeah, like, they consider this. Look at Don Lemon getting spicy. Y'all don't even know what spicy is, Johnson. This is mild. Okay? What I do is spicy. And there are people that go even make what I do not even seem like it's really spicy. What Don Lemon did is not spicy. Look at Don Lemon turn Tim Scott a new asshole. No, he's not. It just, Don Lemon's very controlled. They said he was over the top. Anyway, let's hear that one more time. I just thought it's funny.
God. Oh. It just angers me sometimes that people can be so ignorant. And then there's Tim Scott. Tim Scott is the only black Republican in the Senate, telling Fox News, of course Fox News, that what he calls woke supremacy is as bad as white supremacy.
Woke supremacy is as bad as white supremacy.
Do you want to explain who these woke supremacists are? Because I looked really carefully and I didn't. Hang on, before we go to the video. I haven't seen any woke supremacists. I've never seen a woke supremacist lynching anybody. Never saw a woke supremacist denying anybody access to housing or a job or education or voting rights. Never saw any woke supremacists enslaving anybody. Never saw any woke supremacists trying to keep people from marrying amongst different races. Come on, Tim Scott. I didn't see any woke supremacists storming the blanking Capitol. Where are the woke supremacists attacking police? Where are the woke supremacists hunting police officers in the halls of the Capitol and beating them with Blue Lives Matter signs with white supremacist insignia on their shirts and carrying white supremacist paraphernalia? Guess who I saw? Guess who police officers were beaten by? Guess who wanted to hang the vice president? White supremacist, Tim Scott! What are you doing? The only black Republican were the woke supremacists carrying the Confederate battle flag in the nation's capital? Tim Scott? Tim! Tim, I have to. I know you don't want me to yell, but this is ridiculous. You are gaslighting people. You are giving people misinformation. What are you doing, brother?
Tim Scott's somewhere right now going, trying to get paid, brother. Tim Scott's like, you know what? You're right. I am the only black Republican senator, and I'd like to stay a senator. Dumbass. I can't go saying the truth. These conservatives don't want to hear the truth. They want to hear what I'm saying. You trying to put me on the unemployment line, Don Lemon? All I'm saying, I'm not saying it's right, but I'm telling you that I envision Tim Scott somewhere like, this mofo calling me out, man. He's calling me out, you know? In South Carolina, you know? We gotta do what we gotta do. We gotta do what we gotta do, Don Lemon. See what you're doing up there. You're doing what you gotta do. All right. So no, real talk though. Don Lemon's absolutely right. Hit this one on the money, man. Hit this one out the park, Johnson. Yeah, man. Come on now. Sometimes people go too far with the wokeness. Sometimes, okay? I'll give you that, okay? But remember, the woke people don't have any power. That's not given to them by corporations who don't want to get their dollars. See, that's the rub to that whole thing. These people with the whole cancel culture thing, the cancel culture wars, they're leaving out the fact that these woke individuals that you think are waging a battle to censor us are individuals who don't own shit. The corporations are responding to them because they move more collectively in mass. It could affect their bottom lines. That's all that's happening. So the corporations are not siding with them because of ideology, as if it's not what Ben Shapiro and people of his ilk and Tim Pool want you to believe. No, they're not. The corporations don't give a damn. They want money, Johnson. Their obligation is to their shareholders. Okay? And they really don't care. I mean, guys, you really think Nike cared about Colin Kaepernick? Or did they see an opportunity? So the whole woke culture thing, the whole woke supremacy. First of all, you're not supremacist. This is a capitalistic society. Money talks. None of the rest matters to the corporations out here to make profits. So the whole supremacy, woke supremacy, get rid of that. Tim Scott is blowing smoke. You're right, he's gaslighting. He's talking to people that don't know any better, who don't realize what Wu-Tang realized. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill, y'all. Now, on the white supremacist part, I find it very rich, Tim Scott, Senator Scott, that you're the same guy a little less than a year ago, a little more than a year ago, were complaining that you got racially profiled at Capitol Hill. What was that, a woke supremacist that pulls you over and pulled a gun on you that had you afraid for your life, Mr. Scott? Senator Scott, I thought you were afraid for your life because you were black and they didn't believe that you were a senator, Mr. Scott. Was that a woke? Was that a Twitter person? A Twitter leftist that pulled up on you at the Capitol Hill and scared the bejesus out of you? Nah, it was a cop. And why'd they pull you over, Scott? Because of white supremacy. That's why they pulled you over. You know, it's okay to lie to yourself, but you ain't got to lie to everybody else, man. Look, man, I try to give people a little bit of leeway because I know, like, once again, you're the only black Republican senator. If you wanted to fight for people's rights, you wouldn't be in probably either one of these parties. I mean, definitely not the Republican Party. Okay? So, okay. If you really wanted to go all against everything and, you know, and really call it out, because you can't call it out, because you obviously won't call out your own party, and you obviously don't want to keep it real about white supremacy. And it is damaging that you have a bunch of conservative white folks who watch Fox News who trust you. You had an opportunity to tell them some truth. You could give them a little kernel of truth, like, hey, you know, woke supremacy is bad. That's not really a thing. I just made it up. There's no such thing as woke supremacy. But white supremacy is bad. It's what I talked about when I got pulled over on Capitol Hill. But instead, you go the opposite direction. So that's lame of you. Good job, Don Lemon, for calling him out. But, yeah, keep up the good work. Don't worry. I'll be chasing you again tomorrow. But for today, good job. Hey, look, Don Lemon, like, he probably don't want me liking this content anyway, you know what I'm saying? He don't, you know, he ain't trying to appease the leftists, you know. He's, it's a whole nother thing. There's a cable supremacy. There's a corporate media supremacy. Now, that's more real. How about corporate supremacy? There you go. That's it for $300. Corporate supremacy is the real culprit here. All right. Oh, man, speaking of controversy and the culture wars everyone's talking about culture wars. Nowhere has it been more pronounced in this conversation about Dr. Seuss books. Whoa. Who thought green eggs and ham would cause this much? Damn. Stay tuned for that. Johnson's. All right, so I stumbled across this story. Dr. Seuss books was the thing when I grew up, man. I had Dr. Seuss books. I loved them. They were colorful. They had good stories. And I didn't much pay attention to, you know, stuff in them. I mean, I read them, but who really paid attention to what was in a Dr. Seuss book? Apparently, the corporation itself, the Dr. Seuss, the Dr. Seuss Enterprises has been paying attention to its own content. So they decided to pull a few books off their own shelves or out of circulation. Chicago libraries are temporarily pulling 6 Dr. Seuss books from their shelves after Dr. Seuss Enterprises said it would stop publishing them over racist and insensitive imagery. They didn't say they weren't going to publish them because of woke people on Twitter. They didn't say they were going to stop publishing because of some loudmouth on TikTok. No. Or some innocent bystander filming a cop in some city near you. No. They said they're pulling them because of insensitive imagery. Now, the books that are being pulled are And to think that I saw it on Mulberry Street, If I Ran to the Zoo, McElligot's Pool, On Beyond Zebra, Scrambled Eggs, Super, and The Cat's Quizzer. They also going to point out the libraries will keep a few copies around as reference copies until they determine a longer-term solution. And when they asked why did they do this, why are they pulling the books, they said, and I quote, "These books portray people in ways that are hurtful and wrong," Dr. Seuss Enterprises told the Associated Press. As adored as Dr. Seuss is by millions around the world, for the positive values in many of his works, including environmentalism and tolerance, there has been increasing criticism in recent years over the way blacks, Asians, and others are drawn in some of his most beloved children's books. Oh, as well as in his earlier advertising and propaganda illustrations. So, okay, guys. Now, I just want you to know that John Olive from HBO did a very good segment on this. Very good segment. And I would just like to point out some of the things that were in the Dr. Seuss books that you may not have paid attention to. Because see, when people like Tucker Carlson and other people on the right, and some people unknowingly, had parroted those talking points of Tucker Carlson and members of the right, they didn't take any time to look and see that there were 6 particular, specific books that the Dr. Seuss Enterprises said they were going to stop publishing. They want them to stop publishing because it makes them look bad. It hurts their brand to get these books on the shelf. And they have every right to pull their own books out of circulation. Let's take a look at some of those books. Now, guys, I want to warn you that this is kind of offensive stuff now. Here goes one of the images that appears in the books. It's of an Asian man. But they didn't call him Asian. No. And this is the good picture. This is the revised version. Because they got so much pushback on this image and the storyline that pertains to this image that they changed it. This is the upgraded image. The image used to look like this. Notice the skin change? There's something from his back of his head, look like it's got a tail on the back of his head or something. Yeah, that was the original one. And this was the original writing, where they used this derogatory term for the Asian man. Okay. And look, it's not just Asians. There was this. One of the stories, these are supposed to be people in Africa. They look like monkeys, Johnson. Yeah, so here we go, guys. In those books that Tucker Carlson and other people are saying are so so nice and so unoffensive, these are the images that were in those books that people took offense to. You don't get to decide if other people are offended. Those people get to make that decision. Here goes John Oliver very briefly talking about Tucker Carlson.
Tucker Carlson focused a whole segment on the Sneetches, which isn't being pulled so he can play his favourite game, Liberals Are the Real Racists.
For 60 years, American children have read the Sneetches and books like it. And that
Carlson focused a whole segment on the Sneetches, which isn't being pulled so he can play his favourite game, Liberals Are the Real Racists. Carlson focused a whole segment on the Sneetches, which isn't being pulled so he can play his favourite game, Liberals Are the Real Racists.
For 60 years, American children have read the Sneetches and books like it. And that's one of the reasons we have the country we have today. The story is a plea for colorblindness.
Okay.
It just angers me sometimes that people...
Don was really pissed off. Okay, so here we go, guys. Here's the thing, man. So Tucker Carlson is horrible, right? He's human scumbag, but he's a paid operative of Fox News. That's what he's there to do. Make up narratives and not keep it real. So the book that Tucker Carlson, the storyline that Tucker Carlson's talking about, is not actually one of the books that the Dr. Seuss Enterprises has decided to pull. The book that he's referencing, which teaches colorblindness, is still in circulation. There's no problem with that book. Not all Dr. Seuss books are going away. And none of them are really going away. You can still see them. They're still going to be at the library as reference material. But here's the thing, guys, and this is a problem. This is what I want to get to, right? Stop being fooled by suckers or being suckers for Tucker. Yeah, don't be a sucker for Tucker, man. Don't think just because this guy could somehow string together a couple of words and make his face look, totally punchable and relaxed, like he's not saying anything offensive, doesn't mean that he's not being offensive totally. Yeah, it's really easy not to be offended by imagery that paints people negatively of a certain race when you're not the race that's being painted negatively. Yeah, like when it's not about you, it's not a problem. Get what I'm saying? So Tucker doesn't have a problem because the imagery is not about punchable-faced white guys who 50 years old who lie on Fox News. Now, if it was about Fox News anchors who are 50 years old and white, who are punchable-faced, maybe he'd have a problem. Maybe he'd want the books pulled. Yeah, that'd be a great book. Maybe we should do a Dr. Seuss about punchable-faced Tucker Carlson. Yeah. Resting B-face, resting bitch-face Tucker Carlson. That would be a great book. Tucker Carlson, resting bitch-face, sat in the place. On his face was nothing resembling a frown. He is a moron. Oh, from the planet Zoran. And when he's talking, some racism is going down. Shit, that was all right. Yeah, so stop falling for the Tucker Carlson garbage, man. Look, here's the deal, guys. We're going to pretend that we're going to call both sides out, and other people don't have to do it, but we're going to do it because we know it's the right thing to do. And it's hard to be a liar. Like, I didn't get in this business to lie to you. Tucker Carlson's horrible, okay? And he lies a lot. And just because I call out Democrats, don't mean I won't call out Tucker Carlson. Because he deserves to be called out. He's literally lying to people about what books were pulled and not telling them the company pulled the books. Because people don't pull books. Companies pull their own books. Sort of like when those companies were pulling imagery from their clothing. What was the name of those clothing manufacturers that had pictures of black kids like apes? They poured their own clothing out because it made them look bad. It might hurt their bottom line. They didn't pull it because they were philanthropists. They didn't pull it because they want to get into heaven. They pulled it because they didn't want to hurt their money. Okay? That's why they pulled it. Same thing with Dr. Seuss. So all of this woke culture stuff, the culture wars, a lot of it's just corporations trying to keep their pockets fat. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill, y'all. All right, guys, that's all I got. I'm Tim Black. Follow me at Real Tim Black on Facebook and Twitter. Tim Black at Night on Instagram. We keep it real, 100 Johnson. And send your hate mails to your mama's house at timblacktv.com. And with that, we'll go to the comment section. See what we got over here, Johnson. Any comments, Johnsons? Got a few people in here. Consuela Mora joined the show. Thank you, Consuela. Consuela joined us. Thank you, Consuela. Welcome to the Wolf Pack, sister. Tony D says, I wasn't notified again. That's what they do. That's how they do you, boy. Yeah. That's how they do me, man. Yeah. I got used to it, man. I try not to even let it get to me no more. RJ says, I always thought he sounded like Negan from Walking Dead. Now that I heard him speak, he sounds exactly like a dude who takes $57,000 from the Dems. Like, he tried to act like he was cool. And his picture's all appropriating coolness. Using Brooklyn. But shit, sit your ass down. Ain't nothing cool about you. You know your ass ain't cool. Roger Bell says, don't you make me say a dumb blind joke. You can, Roger. Didn't think it didn't think it could happen, but Scott topped Cruz. Ooh. Damn. Good point, Roger. And he's talking about Terry Crews. We already got white supremacy. We don't need black supremacy. You know what I'm saying? So we got black supremacy. And then white supremacy. We have all the supremacies. We just need everybody to get together. And just everybody just form Voltron and just get together and love each other, man. I mean, don't love me like that guy loved me at that party. Don't do that kind of love. But, love me. Love each other. And all of us just work together. I'm Terry Crews, and I approve this message. And I'm really so earnest. I have no bass in my voice at all. It's like I skipped the bass part. I go straight to the tonality of treble. I love treble. Treble's important. You should love treble. We all love treble. I'm a treble kind of guy. I act silly. I make my chest like this. White supremacy is okay. It's black supremacy we need to worry about. Because if black people get in power, we're gonna be the supremacists. And we don't want to be supremacists. We just want to be nice. We just want to play basketball with everybody. Everybody play basketball with us and make fried chicken. We should just make fried chicken and play basketball. And it's always possibility for you to. It's okay to disagree with people. Like I disagree. Sometimes I disagree with Dale Hughley. But Dale Hughley sometimes makes some very good points. Sometimes I disagree with Earthquake. Sometimes the Earthquake makes some very good points. Like, these are people that talk about shit I care about. You know what I'm saying? And I know there's other people talking, but I respect that they'll say what's on their mind, and hopefully they say it because that's what they really believe. Dave Chappelle's why I like Dave Chappelle. And, it's okay to get something wrong. Like, recently, I had a comment about the lady that played in the Avengers, the Mandalorian. I did a video about her. And in the video, I never said that she should get fired. I just thought she was dumb for making those comments. Because why would you risk your job to make comments on Twitter? I don't understand why you want to poke the bear. I don't get it. Some people thought since I wasn't championing her that I wanted her to lose her job. I don't want her to lose her job. What'd she do to lose her job? I don't want her to lose her job. But I still feel like maybe I shouldn't have even done that much. Because when I heard Bill Burr talk about her, Bill Burr made me feel like, you know what? I should have stuck up for her. Because what'd she do that was so bad? She made a comment. I wouldn't have made the comment, but still, maybe you stick up for her because Bill Burr said she's a good person. And based on how I feel about Bill Burr, him being a straight shooter, I don't think he would have said that she's a good person. He said she was a sweetheart. I don't think Bill Burr would have said that about Corano if it wasn't true. So I felt kind of bad when I watched that video. So this is me saying, hey, I kind of messed that one up. I kind of wish I would have, been more like, hey, give her a job back. It wouldn't have changed anything, but it's not always about winning. It's about saying the right thing. And I feel like just because you said something stupid on Twitter or whatever, a lot of people say stupid stuff on Twitter. I say stupid stuff on Twitter. If everyone gets fired for a bad take on Twitter, then no one's going to have a job, Johnson. And that go for you, and that go for me. If you can say bad things on Twitter and not even know it's a bad thing on Twitter, people look back in the history books or look back in the catalog 2 years from now, and now that thing that you said is no longer considered a thing that you can say. Hell, with the Dr. Seuss books, those books were written in 1940, 1930-something. Yeah, we've changed a little since then. Tucker. People evolve, civilization. We didn't even have phones. We had phones in the house here. We didn't have we didn't have microwaves. We didn't have cable TV. There's a lot of stuff we didn't have in the 30s and the 40s, Johnson. So Americans have changed. Back in the 40s, hell, Dr. Seuss was a racial justice advocate. He was a champion just because he didn't have his book saying nigger in him. Because back in the 40s, you could just call black people nigger anytime you wanted to. And Dr. Seuss was an epitome of equality. Because in the 40s, you could have women only in the kitchen and nobody had a problem. The honeymooners talked about, the guy talked about punching his wife in the mouth on every show, and nobody had a problem with it. So yeah, we've changed as a society, Tucker. You know, we've grown up, and that's a good thing, Johnson. Sometimes we go too far. Sometimes the overcorrection is too far. I get that. But it's easier for you to make that claim that nothing's offensive when they're not even talking about you. And people start talking about you, you'll feel a little bit different. And don't tell me I'm wrong, because as soon as Trump supporters think they're being marginalized, oh my God, they think they're being enslaved because they got to wear a mask to go into Walmart. That to them is slavery. So we all know that, yeah, the same party of people that loves calling liberals snowflakes, those same people lose their shit when they got to wear a mask like someone just stripped them and took their kids from them and made them go work in the fields for free. So don't act like you would be all of a sudden so, thin-skinned and let it roll off your back like water off a duck's back. You can't even wear a mask, Johnson. I'm losing your damn minds. You know what I'm saying? All right. Information Man Show. You always speak facts, brother. Peace to you, but peace to you, Information Man. I try to, man. And look, this job be too hard to do if I don't get to have fun and I don't get to tell my truth. If I got to hold back a bunch of stuff, because I don't want to piss nobody off, because I want to make sure I get the next slot. No. If people don't want to work with me, I get it. It's just going to have to be what's going to have to be. That's what's going to have to happen, Johnson. But I can't. It's too hard. I got to do a live show 4 days a week. It's too hard to be like trying to, can't say this because, don't want to say that. Screw that. Ty Savage in the house. Ty, what's up, man? Ty says, maybe Dr. Seuss was illustrating racism, not being racist. Separate from today's corporations, the stories were always exactly reflective of our society. Yeah, but it's the picture, dog. Like, I don't want my grandbabies seeing black people depicted as apes. Okay, Johnson? That's all I'm saying. Like, I don't want that. I don't want it. Thank you, Johnson. That's all. Like, don't do that. That's too much to ask. My grandbaby's 2 years old. I don't want her to see herself being depicted as an ape. White girls aren't depicted as apes. It's all about growing up being a girl, a female, a woman, in America, in life, in the world, without certain things, people telling you can't do this, you can't do that. I don't want to have further self-image issues. Okay, so, fine. Dr. Seuss meant well. Okay, fine. It don't look like it. It's some of the images. So they decide to pull it. Shit, go watch Rugrats or something. I don't know. Make a new thing. Like, can't we innovate? I don't know. It is what it is. These people acted butthurt like, oh God, a piece of my history. Americana's gone. Stop acting like you read books. You don't read books. You binge watch Netflix. Shut up. Get over here and sit your ass down. Americana. You're taking away my heritage. Spell heritage. H-her. H-A-I-R Tige. T-I-G-E. Sit down. Get over here and sit down. You setting white people back 10 years. Or really 4 years since Trump got elected. All right, guys. Anything else? I think we did it all. Whew. All right, guys. That's it. Look, tomorrow's Freedom Friday. Freedom Friday is great because people get to call up. You ain't got to listen to me the whole show. You can call up and you can speak your point. And any topic that I've covered this week, feel free to sound off. And any topic I missed this week, feel free to sound off. People be like, Tim Black, you don't cover Syria enough. Well, call in and cover it for me. I'm one guy, Johnson. One person. If you want more Syria, call in and cover Syria. I'm not going to be like, hey, you can't talk about... No, I'm not going to be... Call up and help. Call up and help. We don't make enough money to have big staff. Okay, this is it, Johnson. I'm sorry. I wish there was more. That's all I got. You cannot hold a one-man show to the same scrutiny of people that got production staff and clippers and people writing jokes and some people have real shows. You do know that, right? You still hold the Tim Black Show to the same scrutiny. So help me out. Like if you come across a story idea, seriously, if you want to cross a story item, you say, why didn't Tim cover that? Friday and Tuesday, you could call up and speak on it and influence and inform the world. That's why I pay money for you to be able to call the show and help and speak. So that's one criticism we should never have of this show, because most other shows don't have open phone lines where you can do that. And I don't hear you complaining about them. So call up, speak your truth to power. Let's make it happen. You want to call up and defend Ben Dixon and Brooklyn Defiant Dad? Do it. I want to hear about how great the Really American PAC is and how much great work they did. Do it, Johnson. Tim, you always start trouble. I ain't starting no trouble, Johnson. I'm keeping it 100, Johnson. All right, Ty, I don't want to go back and forth, man. I don't really want to. For the record, I think Seuss would welcome the revision. I think revisiting it was the right thing to do. Man, well, for Dr. Seuss lived a long, beautiful life, and we appreciate what he's done. All things get old, Johnson. There are comedy routines that we can't hear anymore. I mean, you can hear them. There's some jokes Red Fox said that he can't, there's a lot of stuff, man, that's not out there no more, man. Hell, there's some Richard Pryor bits that you can't do today that you could do in the 70s, and that's the 70s. Dr. Seuss was doing those books in the 30s, man. Think about it. I think he meant this. You sure? I don't know. Some of y'all got grandparents and some of y'all parents are racist as hell and they're not as old as Dr. Seuss would be. But I don't know. I'm not saying he was a racist. I'm just saying that look bad, Johnson. All right, that's all I got, guys, for real. I'm out of here this time. I'll see you soon. Remember, Tim Black at Night on Instagram, Real Tim Black on Facebook and Twitter. Also, I got a different channel. I got a separate channel for short clips. That short clip channel is Tim Black Short Clips on YouTube. Tim Black Short Clips, that's where you go to, okay? All right. I'll see you soon. I got nothing but love for you. Don't let nobody take your cornbread. Wolfpack.
Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Don't be fooled by corporate media talking heads misleading the people. Get your news and information from an entity that keeps it real. Tim Black. Tim Black is the host of The Tim Black Show. Independent news that leaves you informed, inspired, and sometimes entertained, but always in the know. Go to timblacktv.com and sign up today. The Tim Black Show is news for people who can't stand the news. See you there.
Let me ask you something. Do they know us? When I say they, I mean the talking heads on cable news. Do they know you? I mean, they talk about the world as if it's a sport. They play political games, report on our pain, rack our brain to feed the stock exchange, but do they know us? Do they know what we care about? Nope. They're too far away. They can't see us. They can't feel us. They can't relate to us. See, when you want to know what's going on in your world, Trust someone who lives in your world. Subscribe.